back with Kenton.
Here it is, short and sweet.
Little Tommy action.
Dad's got parts running around. Update on the Galaxy this week. Let's see what we did. We measured for wheels. Fronts were completely removed, got the wheels, made sure the brace was all done, not gonna be in the way of the wheel well. So Casey got measurements for the front wheels. Yesterday I dropped the whole rear end, put it at ride height. We started measuring for rear wheels. Come to find out he wants to run a, obviously a fat tire in the rear. So we're gonna have to mini tub it now. More work. Wish I would have left the old mock-up wheel on there. It looks real nice tucks like quite a bit of lug nut. Also started on steering. We got the steering U-joints. The rod is started. We're trying to come up with the end result if we want to cut and weld them or get an actual splined, because this U-joint is slip U-joint and we might run a spline. That's why it's just kind of sitting for now. Modified some brackets to get this core support looking nice. Made some core support fillers, but we weren't too happy with them, so I'm gonna redo those probably next week or sometime, a little closer to being done. Shave all these holes. We are working on radiator hoses. Found this in the scrap pile. Obviously it's been cut, but we know what factory radiator hoses will work. Still coming up with a filler neck idea. Gonna have to cut and modify the radiator, get a filler cap on here. Swapped hoods. That's not the old rusty dog anymore. This is actually the hood that came off of the convertible that we were gonna do. It's already been epoxied, blasted and epoxied. So I was tweaking with this a little bit yesterday, and these hinges need to be rebuilt. It's in a bind right now, so we need to modify those. So the headers are back on, ready to start the exhaust. Latches. All the latches and strikers are in the door, waiting on weather stripping next week so I can actually officially gap the doors to the body. Right now they're just close. Same with the deck lid. Latches are in, cleaned up, lubed up, ready for weather stripping. I think that's my short and sweet. I can't think of anything else. I mean, I'm sure there is, but I can't think of it at the moment. We already talked about bumpers being squared. That's my short and sweet.
So this week, me and Nick have been busting down on the 56. We pretty much got all the outside jams and bottom rockers done. This week I did the dash, got it completely sculpted out, leveled out. Today we'll be putting the car in the booth for poly and urethane primer. We're gonna urethane the bottom and then poly all the other parts. Nick busted down on the roof. We'll flip the car and show that real quick. Nick got the roof done this week. Ready, Nick? Oh, hold up. So Nick got the roof all leveled out this week. It's ready for poly. Got it all nice and flat, sanded out in 100 grit. It's all been guide coated and nice and flat, really.
That's a lot of surface area
yeah,
to work on.
Nick had a lot of fun on that this week. But yeah, just been adhesion sanding so we can put it in the booth and get it all taped up so Casey can spray it tomorrow. And yeah, really that's all me and Nick been doing this week. 56.
I've been excited since we started filming. I know it's been kind of putting the accountability rush on KC to, like, everything's been getting done lately, getting painted. I'm loving seeing the progress. I'm sure he is too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's ready to get some of these vehicles out of here.
I mean, look at where, I'm standing back here getting to film for once because there's space.
We have room. Yeah, we got all the other parts out in the fab shop just to get out of our way, so they're gonna be blocking on that next week and we'll be on this still, so just trying to get stuff out of here, really.
Let's see your knife check.
Man, I brought an old special today. I thought it'd be pretty funny. Beard comb, little knife check.
There you go.
I bought it at like a souvenir shop for like $5.
Hey, you could comb someone's face off with that thing.
Yeah,
so.
Man. You don't want to catch me in a dark alley.
No.
All right, today I brought my Protect. Woo. Good old pig sticker.
That's nice. You said that was a what? ProTech?
ProTech, yeah.
Who makes that? Is that the company?
That's the company,
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
They make autos, they make real high-end knives, so.
I've been out of blades for a while, but now you've got me looking lately. I've been on Blade HQ making a little shopping list.
Hell yeah.
I seen that donut operator knife. I was like, my wife saw it and she was like, I want that.
You need one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one for both of us.
Cool.
So, sweet, man.
And this week also, Casey painted Justin's bed, so we finally got that done. It's looking very, very slick. All we have to do now is wet sand and compound and polish.
Man, dude, this looks nice.
Yeah, that reflective is crazy. But so many hours of wet sanding outside made, I guess this makes up for it.
Right, dude, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
I think Justin's gonna love this, man. I think he's gonna be parking this. He's gonna replace his mirror at the gym with this thing.
Yeah.
That way he can see his pump.
Whenever
I love you, Justin. He's probably gonna give me crap for saying
whenever
that.
Casey put the sealer on, the sealer's white, and so Canton sent him a picture. Sent Justin a picture of it white, and said, "Hey man, Casey messed up and sprayed it the wrong color." And Justin was here hours later after that just to come check up on it.
Oh man, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks great. I can't wait to see it cut and buff.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna just be glass. Wow.
Yeah.
And the tailgate looks great too. There's one more thing to show before we go, right?
Oh yeah, the Riker.
Wow.
These are.
I bet you had a lot of time into that.
Oh god, I don't even know how
So
many hours.
you body worked, you painted this, you did, was it the airbrushing?
Yeah, airbrushing, painted, did all the flake in it, and now I just gotta put it together.
Man, that's cool.
I got 5 coats of clear coat on it. I like how the green is kind of like reflective. With
Yeah,
what
man,
angle
and then you
do
have
with
like that kind of like yellow golden hue that pops from the green.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love that like color dynamic.
I'll get you better videos so you'll see
Get it out in the
fully
sun.
put it together in the sun tomorrow. So I'll send it to you. And
Right on, man.
You can put it in the video, but yeah, it looks really nice. I feel like he's gonna be very happy. Yeah. So looks
There
good.
we go. Everybody's getting closer to seeing things getting buttoned up around here. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's trying to.
Yeah, I mean it's not easy. I know everybody
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube gives us crap like
Man,
it's the same stuff every week. Well, you know that's
come try it out.
yeah. Come put the hours in.
Come
It's
try
a
it
lot
out,
of hours. I've worked on personal projects up here at the shop, and Casey showed me how to do stuff, and I've been up here for weeks at a time working on stuff where I'm thinking like, Jesus.
Yep.
I thought like devoting all my time would get it done quicker, but it's not.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, then you have one little small mishap, but that one mishap could take days to fix.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's always unexpected, but it's learning curves, and you just learn with the flow and go with it. And I mean, it takes effort, but you got to be willing to put in the work to do it. And you end up something like this, you know, the end result, you're happy about it. So it's all worth it. Long hours makes up for it.
Yep, absolutely, man. Great
sir.
job.
Sweet.
So we've been doing the exhaust this week on the, what is it, 85 Camaro? So we bought a Y pipe for it, which is, done that many times. Too many times. So we bought this Y pipe for it, which is nice enough, but it's round tubing. It could have been tucked up a lot tighter, plus this flex joint was right into the tail shaft, so we decided to remake it with some ovalized pipe.
I do like the ovalized. It's cleaner.
Yeah.
Or it seems like it fits better.
Yeah, it tucks up. We probably saved 1.5 inches at least from that exhaust system to this one, so that's definitely an upgrade. And this is the lowest point now on the transmission, so we're doing pretty good on there. And so it goes 2-into-1 ovalized straight back, then it turns into 3-inch round after we snake it through there over the axle. The axle's at full bump, so we can clear in case he gets gnarly with it, so we won't crush the exhaust pipe. So we're into everything, so I think we'll be okay where it's at right now. And I'm just connecting this one last piece that goes into the muffler.
Just piecing it together.
Yeah, and
You're getting there.
yeah, I feel good. Hopefully this piece right here with this pie cut will finish it off, and then we'll just do some 90s and some tailpipes on it with some bow tie tips on it. I'm not a Chevy guy, so I think it's hilarious. Mocked up the PVC drive shaft. We're going to try and do an aluminum 4-inch, so that's just a hair over 4-inch. I think it's 4 3/16, so it's a good measurement. E-brake cables knocked it out of place, but at full bumps, but not too worried about it right there. We got tons of clearance. And also, the radiator we bought didn't account for this Detroit Speed
Sway bar.
sway bar upgrade, and it went right into this bracket right here. You can see.
Oh yeah.
So
Kind of see. It's a
I
little.
built-
Need to get that. You got
Oh,
that
yeah.
light? Can
Yeah,
you
I
grab
get it.
Oh yeah.
So it just came straight out right there, which would have been almost impossible to get a hose on it. So built an aluminum tube to snake around all that, and should be just the easy 90 going up to the water neck. So I think we're gonna get 2 flanges, bolt them to the actual supercharger, turn it, and then put the throttle body. So it'll be kind of a little weird, but it'll work. And other people have done it, so it's not that crazy, but it's not your traditional way of doing it, but that's the only way we can do it with that big radiator and fan, so I think it'll look pretty good, and we'll be able to actually run it, so that's an important thing, because you can't run it without an intake
Yeah.
that good.
Yeah.
Just been trying to sort out all the problems this week, just trying to get the exhaust over the axle and make all the clearances, which has been a little tough, but we're almost there, so that's good, and then we've got some parts for the air intake, so next week maybe you'll get to see that. Other than that, that's all I've been doing this week.
Cool. Well, next week I'll let you and Balake tag team on it.
Oh yeah, tag team it with our mullets out. So, I'm gonna go eat lunch.
All right, so my update this week is going to be some redemption for me, a little bit. So last week, I told you guys that I got that run in that door, and I was going to tell you that I didn't get it out. Even if I did, I fixed it or whatever. I actually got it out. For real, got it out. So I want to start there because I know everybody's going to give me a bunch of...
Actually impressed.
Look at that. Look at that. Sheesh. Ain't no run there. Ain't no run there. Got all of them out. Well, all. There was. So there was a run here, 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 here. On the same spots on the other side.
Was this the one this is the one that you had that long run on?
Yeah, this is the door right here, Bubba. Check that out.
Well, it was flipped around that's what was throwing me
Oh, yeah,
off.
it was backed on the lift.
Man.
It's all back together, though. Looking sharp.
Yeah, dude, looks great.
And then, you didn't see it, but it had a chip right here. The customer had it.
I did see it
And the
actually.
jack handle came up and smacked it, but I was able to do some MacGyvering and got the primer, I dabbed primer in there with a brush instead, and then taped up the line. I saved the pinstripe on it. It's all buffed, it's ready to go. Hopefully he'll come get it tomorrow.
That's cool.
So that's my redemption. That's the start of my thing. It's all back together, ready to go. Hopefully he comes and gets it. He's finished. And then so that was Justin's. I'm gonna give you all my stuff because I don't think anybody talked about it. So this is Justin's rear end for his C10, and painted the axle ends because we had to narrow it. Keenan narrowed the axle tubes on each side like 1.5 inches or something like that. And we ordered axles from Dutchman. This isn't Dutchman's fault, but we get the axles in Monday. We don't open the box, not thinking about it, because it was taped up and stapled and everything on this end, but we didn't realize that the staples were popped out on this end. So when it came from UPS, we got one axle.
Oh man.
So, which is, I mean, not Dutchman's fault by any means. I mean, but now we can't put his rear end together, so I got his bed painted, and we're gonna put the axles in, bring his truck over, put the rear end in it, put the bed on it, because I'd like to buff it, at least buff the inside that I'm gonna buff on the truck, because I don't feel like, I don't want to sit on a bed dolly in the inside trying to wet sand and buff. I'd rather it be bolted down. But now I can't do anything until we get axles, and they said it could take up to 2 weeks with the claim on UPS, and then depending on how that goes, whether they find it or not.
Oh, are you going through like the claim service?
Well, Dutchman is.
Oh, gotcha.
So now we won't know. I mean, even if it took 2 weeks because they said UPS will give them 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, if they can't find it, they'll say, okay, just bill us for another axle. Well, then how long is it going to take them to make an axle? So now I've got a bed that's painted, one axle, and a truck that I can't get over here because it's at his shop with no rear end in it. So I can't even bring it over to put the bed on or anything. So now I've got the liability of, call it 2 to 4 weeks of having a painted bed sitting around the shop, getting pushed in and out. I mean, it's like, I hate that. That's the reason why I painted it. I was like, oh, cool, axles are almost here. We'll knock it out. So there's liability of that. And then let's go check out his bed. Don't be looking at my tires yet. We ain't there yet. We ain't there yet.
The body shop boys did do the bed, but you can talk.
Did they show pictures of it?
We showed it. I didn't show the runs.
So they prep it. I do all the hard work of spraying that inside and out.
Well, then do it.
I get no glory.
Just do it. I'll just
No,
cut. I'll cut them out.
I don't want to show it to you now.
I'll cut it out.
Nope, it's there. Nope, let them have it. Fine.
No, go show it. Tell us what you did to it. Tell us what you ran into.
You know.
Get my watermelon.
Yeah, you might want to disappear for a second.
You backed up. Look how dirty you are. You just leaned up against something. Now it looks like you did something today.
I went to go look at that bed.
The what? Bed?
That bed.
Don't be looking at that bed.
Matter of fact, I want to hear what you got to say.
Put your mic so you can.
Yeah, let's go look at this progress.
Hold on. Let me adjust the lighting because it's bright.
You want to get some real life expressions from him?
Yeah.
So these cups on the ground. Each one of these clear ones is $100.
For the cups or cups full of material?
Cups with a clear in it. So if it's clear, it has $100 worth of material in it.
Oh my gosh.
The gallon of red paint to do this bed, $850.
How many gallons it took?
Well, we mixed up a gallon to do the bed, tailgate, and then the rest of the parts.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. That's it?
No,
All right.
I'm
So
saying
let's make 2 gallons of paint then.
because if every clear container,
Is $100. So that's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. There's $1,000 worth of clear.
why?
Because it takes clear to put on here. You want that deep gloss.
Because he does like 5 coats.
It's got 4.5 coats.
4.5.
What I'm impressed about is the inside of this bed. That's what I'm impressed about.
You should be. As somebody who's been inside one of these bed sandings before, it sucks.
It-
So those guys did a phenomenal job wet sanding.
So my next question is, the inside of the bed don't have to be touched.
Yeah, because I got to get out this run. There's a run there. There's one there. There's one at the front.
But that's it though. Or do
The
you have
inside,
to-
we'll denib it. Like, we're not going to try to make it, but like, see the piece of trash that's there? Like, there's a
Yeah.
piece of trash there, like little nipples hanging up. We'll denib, what they call denib. We'll get all the little, we ain't going to try to make it as nice as the outside, but we're going to denib all the trash out of it. I don't want to leave trash in it. But
So
we'll,
you just touch those spots.
yeah, we'll touch it and just run buffer over it.
So in other words, the whole inside of the bed will be wet sanded. So how long do you have to let it cure before you can?
I'll probably cut it open either this weekend or next week, sand it, and then let it sit for a little bit, and then I'll start buffing it. I don't want to like finish buffing it because that axle didn't show up. So have your bed all finished and pretty, sitting around liability,
Yeah.
getting scratched up. So
Now what about when you put it on the cab? Do you know if you got to wet sand that?
we already buffed the truck. I mean, we'll probably run the buffer back over because
Because
it's
it's got
been.
some swirls.
Yeah, we never finished buffed it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all hard buffed, but it's
Oh,
not
okay.
finished. Probably from him wiping it down 500 times while he's over at the shop.
No, it's dusty. It's I'm not gonna say how dusty, but it's dusty.
We shaved the seams because these are aftermarket bedsides and the seams weren't the same. So there was nowhere to break it. So we ended up taking it back outside, getting the outside ready for paint too. And then I painted inside and outside at the same time. So not to pat my own back, but to have 4 runs in a bed where you paint inside and outside, I'm pretty happy with it. Because I had to stand on that. So I came in here because I'm right-handed. So I had to tuck my stuff in and then paint this, come down this way, paint the floor, get here, and then that one was there so I could step over to that one, paint inside here, finish the back wall, come this way, and then paint from the back side, all of that, and then come around and do the outside.
So since I've been a customer since 2021, you know, tell the world what kind of customer / friend I've been in these 3 or 4 years.
Is there a script for this? I don't know what you're wanting me to say.
Well, have I been an anal asshole, asking you a million questions, or just letting you do what you do?
I think you knew better.
No,
Because since
no,
the
we-
beginning
we're-
when I met him, I said, don't ask me when it's going to be done. Don't push me. I said, because I'll just tell you to take your shit home. And I think he took it to heart because he's been probably one of the easiest customers we've ever had.
Exactly.
It's a good thing you did that because those are true facts.
But honestly, he was chosen because everything leave out this shop is so detailed, you don't have to say anything. So I knew I wasn't gonna have to hold his hand.
It wasn't convenient because it was right across the street.
Oh, it was 2 miles from the house. Yeah, I have to pass him, so I have to stop. If I don't stop, where you been? Well, dang, I thought y'all was getting tired of me.
Well, then he used to stop, and then he'd just leave without saying bye. And that hurt my feelings. You better say bye. So then he'd go out. Gotta say bye to Case. I'd hear him walk back in. I'd hear him talking that. I gotta go say bye to Case. Like, I can't hear him in the office that he's over there talking smack. I'm leaving. Is that okay? Hey, let me go. Let me go. Cut the lights on. Cut the lights off.
But no.
I ain't never heard of cut no lights on or cut no lights
Well,
off.
you're white, you know.
We had this conversation the other day. He said, do you use a wash rag?
When we talk about taking a shower?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say wash rag, face towel.
Oh yeah, he said.
Or your hand.
Yeah, he said, do you take the bar of soap and do you like lather up or do you put it on like a face cloth or whatever, like a small towel and then put soap on that and then scrub yourself off? I'm like, I don't use a face cloth. He's like, you don't use that? He said, I got on my kids because I don't think they're cleaning up good because there ain't no dirty face cloth on the floor or whatever. And he said, is that a white people thing? And I said, I don't know. I guess I've never thought about it. But I think we came to the conclusion that white people don't use face cloths to take showers with.
Because none of the guys, they all use a bar of soap in their hand. Yeah.
Y'all are barbaric. Who's still using bars of soap?
Well,
The thing I don't understand
body
too.
wash.
He's like, that's gross. I'm like, it's soap. It cleans. It's self-cleaning, right? A bar of soap would be self-cleaning.
You can have bacteria in it.
Yeah, but you rinse it off. I mean, you're not. But
Yeah, you're right.
so it has bacteria in it. Then you rub it on a face cloth, and all of a sudden, bacteria's gone.
Don't get it at me, man. I've always got all these beauty products. I'll be using salicylic acid on my face every day just to...
Well, we've come to the conclusion that different cultures clean themselves different.
I can agree with
And
that.
some don't clean themselves at all.
Yeah,
I've been
and
around those
and
people
he
too.
uses a loofah.
He uses a loofah.
No, I got an exfoliator that I use.
But back on this bed, man.
Most of y'all have clear skin, so I think it's working.
But back on this bed, man. This is when you can find a bed like this and it hadn't even been wet sanded and you don't see a lot of orange peel. That's impressive.
I'm pretty happy with the way the clear laid out on it. So I based it one night, and I was gonna stay and clear it, and I just wasn't feeling it. And then, man, that runs bigger than I thought it was. I get it out though. Y'all have seen what I'm capable of.
They will after this video comes out.
And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. A good painter is measured by how well he can fix his screw-ups. I'm a really good buffer. Like, this looks good out of the booth. I'm happy with this. No, but when it's done and buffed, it'll look even better. I hate them guys that post that shit on Instagram, and they'll be showing the side of it, and it looks flawless. It's like, I could take my camera and run down this, and it would look like it had no orange peel.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
it's
it would look-
easy to do that.
Yeah.
People don't realize how forgiving cameras actually are to this stuff.
Yeah.
There's no way somebody's putting 4, 5, 6 coats of clear on something
And not having
and
to.
it laying down like glass. My first coat of clear always looks cherry because it's like one coat, there's no film build, it just flows out. And the more you put on, it's the air pressure adjusts things and it just starts getting fat, FLA, So you have to sand that out. You can't put 5, 6 coats of clear on it and look like glass. I don't believe it. There's guys that say, oh, this is off the gun. This is off the gun. Get out of here with that. Anyways, this is our bed. I got to paint the pocket in this one because the gas filler's in here. So I'll tape all this up and then I'm going to paint the inside of this black. Then we have an axle for his truck. I mean, if the axle situation hadn't happened next week, his truck would look like a truck. Rear end in it, bed on it. But now that we're waiting on axle, who knows how long that's going to be. Hopefully it's not very long, but I guess we'll see how that goes. But
Is this the loudest build that you've done? Because most of your trucks are patina or black.
they're toned down more. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do a bunch of, because customers always ask me my opinion, right? And so I give them my opinion. I'm not trying to sway them one way or another, unless it goes to superchargers or something. But I'm not a flashy guy, and his engine compartment is way more flashy than I would be building something for me. And he kind of pushed for that. And I think the truck is very tastefully done. It's nice, it's clean, but this is definitely a different style than what our vehicles usually are. We don't do any chrome and polished and.
And I
Iced out.
honestly think that if the truck was a darker color, it would have been better black up under the hood. But would have been a loud red.
Yeah.
I just don't think the black would have did it for it. That
I
makes
agree with
sense.
that. Yeah, no, I see what you're
No,
saying.
I agree.
So even though he's never done that much polished, up under the hood is flawless. up under the hood is just as clean as the outside of the truck, and that was the goal. And like I said, it's nothing that he's done to this truck that I want to redo, you know.
Except that non-supercharged motor.
Right, that's the only thing.
It's all busted.
Yeah, but you know, when we blow that motor up, then you know we'll have one ready, supercharged, whole 9.
Supercharger, turbo, procharger with nitrous. Ooh. We're doing all of it. And now I'll tell you about my wheels, and then I'm gonna let y'all go for the day. So last week, did we talk about the whitening of the wheels last week? That was last week. Okay. So they started out, so they're all done. They're welded. This is not the wheel. This is the other front ones that we had. I finished welding them just yesterday. You know how work goes. I got into a project and I got pulled 500 ways, so I didn't finish it. Wheels all welded, took them to the tire shop, and the centers were welded perfect, of course, right? We made some jigs, but the barrels that we used were a little cheaper, I guess. So when he put the wheel on the wheel machine, obviously the center's gonna spin straight because we didn't alter the center. And then when we watched it, the center to the first lip on the wheel looked cherry. And then when you came out to the edge was a different, it was kind of like wonky a little bit. And then the second, what I call like the back part of the barrel, so this is where your wheel mounts to, like the center of your wheel. And the back part of it was super off, like really, really off. So imagine taking, let me get a piece of paper so I can show you a little bit about what I'm talking about. It just didn't line up well. Like the back looked like it was, what's it called? Oh, I'm chasing you. I'm chasing you. Back up, go faster, Eric.
There's too many tripping hazards to go
This
backwards.
is Keenan. This is
I
Keenan's
know.
mess everywhere.
And then I watch him walk by and bonk his head on every little thing
and
too.
he kicks everything. Like he is, you know, like when a puppy is first born, their feet are too big for their body. That's Keenan. He kicks everything. And I asked Paige, his wife, I said, does he? She said, all the time. Kicks the couches, kicks my son all the time. He walks by and just kicks Axel all over the place.
Damn.
He just doesn't know where the end of his feet is. He hasn't never figured it out. So the barrel, you know, they're welded. There's a seam in it, right?
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be like this, like where it would line up, right? These barrels look like they were welded kind of like this.
Oof.
Not a lot, but just enough that the back part of the barrel
It was
moved.
out around a little.
Yeah, it was just, so the front looks fine and then the back looks like it's kind of like doing this weird shape. So at the tire shop, they're like, hey, why don't you just have one of them wheel places fix them for you? And I was like, okay. So we called a place in Arlington and Tommy took them over there today. They're like, yeah, we can fix that because they got machines that'll true all that back up. So they're going to blast them, paint them, and true them, and have them back to me tomorrow. 24-hour turnaround.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like ecstatic about that. So I'll have the wider rear wheels. I think these will help me with some traction.
Are those some ETSSs?
Look how big these dudes
Some
are.
Mickeys?
Yeah, they're
Sticky
the
Mickeys?
ET Street R's.
Yep. I was looking at some of those.
I have never had a slick this big in my life. I'm excited about it.
I know, it's
So-
funny. There's probably some guys watching it that probably don't think it's that big.
Yeah, like that's nothing. You should see the one on my Chevelle.
Yeah.
You should see my Pro Street 68 Camaro. But I wanted the same diameter like I was talking about last week. To get the same diameter tire, I had to go with a 9-inch wide wheel so that my front tire diameter matched the rear.
Is that
This is
the
original
factory?
diameter. Yep. So this is the original tire. So now I got a lot of extra fronts.
Dude, yeah.
And that's the rear, so they're, here, I'll just get them down so you can see them a little better. Of course, it's going to change diameter when it inflates, but
Right,
you'll see how
right.
close it is. But I didn't want to lower I want the truck to have the same stance, right? So if I went with a shorter one, I'd have to change the front tires, and I don't want the wheel gap to grow. So this is my best option. And I see some guys, most of the guys aren't running the 55, they're running like the I think it's the 45 and the 50 series. So the 55 it's a tall tire. It's like 30.6 inches tall. I mean, that's a tall tire. So
It is. I don't know why they didn't make I was looking for a 50. They don't make a 50 in it.
Oh, they don't?
No, but I was looking for 15.
Oh, no. So there's that. And then to add to the traction, gonna put Caltrax on it. I did what Luke put on it. He put on some other kind of traction bar. I don't remember the brand of it, but I was reading some mixed reviews on them, on that specific bar, and guys were saying that these traction bars seem to give a lot more traction, like on like their 60 foots or whatever, than the other brand did. So I know the other ones don't seem to work. Of course, I'm also on these pizza cutters in the rear, but it's also stock, like motor wise. So if I end up doing a Whipple or you know, something like that one day, it definitely ain't gonna get no better. I mean, these are definitely gonna help, but we're gonna try to see if we can keep up with everybody else on the internet doing these. I mean, it'll never be as fast as everybody else. Everybody else got that 4-wheel drive. I ain't got 4-wheel drive. So I'm hoping between these Stiggies, these, and then my refurbished 9-inch wide wheels in the back will make some traction happen. But other than that, that's about all I got going on today. Try to get these guys lined out for next week. I was gonna take off, but we're actually gonna be working. Next week I won't be here as much. I'm gonna try to take a little time off. We have a rent house, me and the wife do, and we're turning it into an Airbnb. So next week we'll be trying to outfit that for the Airbnb next week. We've had a renter in it for the last year and a half or so. You might as well just walk right in front of the camera. You're acting like you don't like you're not here or
I was
something.
hoping he would walk in front of the camera. I just think it's funny when people do that.
Surprised you didn't kick anything on the way over there. Hopefully next week I'll have something cool to show you. It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
I feel like you say that every week.
No, this will be a really cool surprise.
Okay.
If the stars align and everything shows up like it's supposed to, it's already ordered, next Thursday we should have something cool to show you, for sure. Which is actually 2 weeks from now.
Crossing the fingers here.
Yeah. So, see you next time.